The dreary, rain-slick streets of Hartley were never just a backdrop for cold justice, but a heavy, unforgiving stage where duty, deep personal isolation, and silent sacrifices constantly threatened to break the fierce pioneers of the precinct. For years, Juliet Bravo wasn't simply a groundbreaking British procedural, it was a deeply emotional testament to human resilience, hidden vulnerabilities, and the quiet, aching toll of holding together a fractured world. Yet long after the station doors closed and the sirens faded into the night, and relentless time was already rewriting the real-world scripts of these beloved performers in ways no one could predict. Revisiting these iconic faces today makes their gritty journey feel infinitely more poignant, as a few enduring veterans still carry the fading warmth of that vintage era, while other monumental stars have already taken their final, quiet bow into the eternal twilight. In this retrospective, we will reveal the real names, true ages, and private post-show realities of the cast. Please, try to watch this video until the very end, because the devastating truth waiting for us at the close of this countdown is exactly what will break your heart the most. 1. David Ellison. In Juliet Bravo, Sergeant Joseph Beck was the steady presence inside Hartley Police Station, practical, dependable, and quietly loyal as two female inspectors challenged both crime and old-fashioned attitudes. David Ellison, born in 1939 in Stalybridge, England, played Beck throughout the BBC drama's six-series run from 1980 to 1985. He died on June 10, 2010, aged 70 or 71. Behind that famously sharp, dependable on-screen uniform, David's final chapter away from the flashing cameras was defined by a quiet, steady resilience against failing health. He quietly faced the silent, heavy physical toll of his twilight years, spending his final days facing illness with immense dignity before his peaceful passing. A detail that profoundly touches the soul is his genuine humility. By 2026, David Ellison holds an eternal, irreplaceable position in the hearts of classic television lovers worldwide, leaving a modest estimated net worth of roughly $500,000 at his passing. Completely shunning the ostentatious vanity of modern luxury car collections or sprawling mega mansions, his true wealth remains beautifully preserved in his flawless dramatic timing and the comforting reruns that still ignite our imagination. 2. Noel Collins. In Juliet Bravo, Sergeant George Parrish is experience wrapped in quiet authority, a dependable officer, a patient colleague, and one of the steady figures holding Hartley Police Station together. Noel Collins, born December 11, 1936, played Parrish in 87 of the series' 88 episodes from 1980 to 1985. He died on August 15, 2011 at the age of 74. Behind that famously professional, law-abiding on-screen persona, Noel's real-world final chapter was shadowed by a quiet, courageous battle with cancer, which ultimately claimed his life. In a poignant reality that deeply touches the heart, he spent his final years slipping quietly away from the demanding glare of television cameras. In a detail that leaves audiences profoundly moved, by 2026, Noel Collins holds an eternal, irreplaceable position in the hearts of classic television purists worldwide, leaving behind a respected artistic legacy and an estimated net worth of $1 million at his passing. Completely shunning the ostentatious vanity of modern luxury car collections, his true wealth remains beautifully preserved in his flawless character roles and the comforting reruns that still ignite our imagination. 3. Edward Peele. In Juliet Bravo, Edward Peele played Detective Chief Inspector Mark Perrin, the firm, sometimes abrasive senior officer whose authority brought tension and discipline to Hartley Police Station. Peele joined the drama during its later years when British television still moved at a quieter, more human rhythm. Born in 1943, he was around 40 when he took the role. In June 2026, he is 82. In his arduous journey battling life-threatening cardiovascular diseases, Edward Peele's unwavering fighting spirit, coupled with the love and devoted care of his family, was the most precious remedy that helped him successfully overcome the brink of death. Medically speaking, heart conditions, from heart failure, valvular heart disease, and arrhythmias to acute ischemic heart attacks, are always the most severe challenges to human life. The days spent facing shortness of breath, chest pain, and lengthy surgeries or treatments demanded an extraordinary will to survive. By 2026, Edward Peele holds an eternal, irreplaceable position in the hearts of classic drama lovers worldwide, possessing an estimated net worth of $1.5 million. Completely shunning the ostentatious vanity of modern luxury car collections, his true wealth remains beautifully preserved. 4. Tony Caunter. In Juliet Bravo, Detective Chief Inspector Jim Logan was the experienced senior officer whose calm authority helped shape the early years of Hartley Police Station. Tony Caunter, born September 22, 1937, played Logan during the first 3 series from 1980 to 1982. He passed away on October 13, 2025, at the age of 88 years. The illness struck cruelly and suddenly, bringing with it a long, agonizing period of excruciating pain, a feeling of disorientation, and a noticeable decline in health that stripped Tony Caunter of his usual radiance. For Tony Caunter, the time spent in the hospital bed surrounded by medical equipment was a fierce battle of willpower. He endured continuous treatments and infusions, and the immense psychological pressure of facing the harsh prognosis of medicine. By 2026, Tony Caunter holds an eternal, irreplaceable position in the hearts of classic television lovers worldwide, possessing an estimated net worth of roughly $2 million. Completely shunning the ostentatious vanity of modern luxury car collections or sprawling mega mansions, his true wealth remains beautifully preserved in his flawless dramatic timing and the comforting reruns that still ignite our imagination. 5. Gerard Kelly. In Juliet Bravo, P.C. David Gallagher is youth wrapped in nervous energy. A young Hartley policeman learning that duty is not only about uniforms and arrests, but about understanding ordinary people in difficult moments. Gerard Kelly, born May 27, 1959, played Gallagher in 13 episodes during 1981. He was only 21 when he joined the series. Kelly died on October 28, 2010, at the age of 51. Behind that famously cheerful, law-enforcing on-screen persona, Gerard's real-world final chapter was shadowed by a sudden, devastating health crisis, collapsing at his home from a severe brain aneurysm that tragically took his life. In a poignant reality that deeply touches the heart, he spent his final years as a beloved icon of Scottish entertainment, hidden from the intense pressures of mainstream Hollywood. By 2026, Gerard Kelly holds an eternal, irreplaceable position in the hearts of classic television purists worldwide, leaving behind a respected artistic legacy and an estimated net worth of $1.5 million at his passing. Completely shunning the ostentatious vanity of modern luxury car collections, his true wealth remains beautifully preserved in his timeless character roles and the comforting reruns that still ignite our imagination. 6. Lloyd Maguire. In Juliet Bravo, Lloyd Maguire played Detective Sergeant Bernie Duckworth, an experienced officer whose practical manner and quiet humanity grounded life inside Hartley Police Station. He was in his mid-30s when the series began. By June 2026, Maguire is 78, and the familiar uniform now belongs to a television world preserved in memory. In his arduous battle with pancreatic diseases, one of the most sensitive, complex, and unpredictable organs in medical history, Lloyd Maguire's recovery is a happy and miraculous chapter. Medically, damage or inflammation to the pancreas always causes intense pain, rapidly impairs digestive function and energy metabolism, leaving patients exhausted and fatigued both physically and mentally. The period when Lloyd Maguire faced danger and adhered to strict medical interventions was an immense challenge. By 2026, Lloyd Maguire holds an eternal, irreplaceable position in the hearts of classic drama lovers worldwide, possessing an estimated net worth of $1.5 million. Completely shunning the ostentatious vanity of modern luxury car collections, his true wealth remains beautifully preserved in his incredible artistic dedication and the comforting reruns that still ignite our imagination. 7. James Grout. In Juliet Bravo, Divisional Superintendent Albert Hallam was the voice of senior authority above Hartley Police Station. Formal, experienced, and part of the old command structure surrounding the program's pioneering female inspectors. James Grout, born October 22, 1927, played Hallam during the early years of the series. He passed away on June 24, 2012, at the age of 84. Behind that famously sharp, unyielding on-screen officer persona, James's final years away from the flashing cameras were defined by a quiet, steady resilience against physical decline. He spent his twilight years facing a long illness with immense dignity, quietly moving to a nursing home in Wiltshire before his peaceful passing. A detail that profoundly touches the soul is his artistic humility. By 2026, James Grout holds an eternal, irreplaceable position in the hearts of classic television lovers worldwide, leaving an estimated net worth of roughly $1.5 million at his passing. Completely shunning the ostentatious vanity of modern luxury car collections or sprawling mega mansions, his true wealth remains beautifully preserved in his flawless dramatic timing and the comforting reruns that still ignite our imagination. 8. John Ringham. In Juliet Bravo, Superintendent Lake is authority wrapped in restraint, a senior officer whose measured presence reminds Inspector Jean Darblay that policing Hartley involves politics as well as justice. John Ringham, born February 10, 1928, played Lake in 3 episodes of the first series in 1980. He was 52 at the time. Ringham died on October 20, 2008, and aged 80. Behind that famously rigid, bureaucratic on-screen persona, John's real-world final chapter was shadowed by a quiet, courageous battle with cancer, which ultimately claimed his life. In a poignant reality that deeply touches the heart, he spent his final years retreating peacefully away from the demanding glare of the industry. In a detail that leaves audiences profoundly moved, he handled his gradual physical decline with absolute quiet grit, focusing his remaining energy on his... By 2026, John Ringham holds an eternal, irreplaceable position in the hearts of classic television purists worldwide, leaving behind a respected artistic legacy and an estimated net worth of $1 million at his passing. Completely shunning the ostentatious vanity of modern luxury car collections, his true wealth remains beautifully preserved in his flawless character roles and the comforting reruns that still ignite our imagination. 9. Del Henney. In Juliet Bravo, Del Henney appeared as Derek Williams, one of several characters he portrayed during the drama's run. With his weathered features and naturally forceful presence, Henney belonged perfectly to Hartley's hard-edged world. Born on July 24th, 1935, he was in his mid-40s when the series began. He died on January 14th, 2019, aged 83, in his arduous journey battling painful, exhausting, and persistent musculoskeletal disorders. Perseverance and an optimistic spirit were invaluable keys that helped Del Henney overcome challenges and rediscover joy in every step. Medically, musculoskeletal diseases, from arthritis and spinal degeneration to disc problems, are a constant threat to quality of life. The excruciating pain that occurs with changes in weather, the stiffness and soreness in the mornings, not only wear down the body but also cause immense mental stress. By 2026, Del Henney holds an eternal, irreplaceable position in the hearts of classic television lovers worldwide, leaving behind an estimated net worth of $1.5 million at his passing. Completely shunning the ostentatious vanity of luxury car collections, his true, enduring wealth remains beautifully preserved in his rich artistic legacy and the comforting reruns that still ignite our collective imagination. 10. Jeremy Nicholas. In Juliet Bravo, Colin Thomas appeared in the 1981 episode Whispers, an ordinary man drawn into the program's grounded world of family tension, police work, and small-town secrets. Jeremy Nicholas, born September 20th, 1947, played Colin. By 2026, he is 78 years old, alive, and still known as an actor, writer, broadcaster, musician, and classical music critic. High cholesterol struck silently but cruelly, bringing with it a long series of agonizing headaches, severe dizziness, numbness in the limbs, and a noticeable decline in health that stripped Jeremy Nicholas of his usual radiance. For Jeremy Nicholas, the time facing the risk of cardiovascular complications and stroke was a fierce psychological battle. He endured sleepless nights filled with worry, frequent checkups and blood tests, and the immense pressure of an extremely strict diet. By 2026, Jeremy Nicholas holds an eternal, irreplaceable position in the hearts of classic television and classical music lovers worldwide, possessing an estimated net worth of roughly $1.5 million. Completely shunning the ostentatious vanity of modern luxury car collections or sprawling mega mansions. 11. Wendy Allnutt. In Juliet Bravo, Jenny Randall is compassion wrapped in quiet professionalism, a social worker trying to protect vulnerable families while Hartley's police confront the harder edges of community life. Wendy Allnutt, born May 1, 1946, played Jenny during the first series in 1980. She was 34 when the program began. By 2026, she is 80 years old, alive, and remembered as part of the human warmth behind this classic BBC drama. The illness struck cruelly and suddenly, rosing away her rosy complexion and radiant smile, leaving Wendy Allnutt immobile, surrounded by medical equipment, facing the risk of paralysis or the permanent loss of her youthful memories. For Wendy Allnutt, the time spent in the hospital undergoing surgical and medical interventions was a fierce battle, both physically and mentally. By 2026, Wendy Allnutt holds an eternal, irreplaceable position in the hearts of classic television purists worldwide, maintaining a successful net worth estimated at $1.5 million. Completely shunning the ostentatious vanity of modern luxury car collections, her true wealth remains beautifully preserved in her timeless character roles and the comforting reruns that still ignite our imagination. 12. David Daker. In Juliet Bravo, David Daker appeared as Charlie Pendle, one of 3 different characters he played during the series. With his weathered voice and solid, unmistakably British presence, Daker could make even a guest role feel rooted in real life. Born in 1935, he was in his mid-40s when the drama began. In June 2026, he is 90. In David Daker's journey of confronting and overcoming the dark sentence of alcoholism, his powerful self-awakening, along with the boundless love and unwavering support of his family, were the greatest lifelines that helped him rebuild his life. From a medical and psychological perspective, alcoholism is not simply a bad habit, but a devastating chronic disease that gnaws away at both body and mind. During the withdrawal phase, David Daker faced painful withdrawal symptoms, agonizing cravings, and psychological torment, a truly terrifying challenge. By 2026, David Daker holds an eternal, irreplaceable position in the hearts of classic drama lovers worldwide, possessing an estimated net worth of $2 million. Completely shunning the ostentatious vanity of modern luxury car collections, his true wealth remains beautifully preserved in his rugged artistic integrity, decades of reliable performances, and the comforting reruns that still ignite our imagination.